Hi, if you have been to demo.lizmap.com and if you click on the Paris by Night project, you may have noticed that when you arrived you have a pop-up displayed explaining you the project, and after that you have a Lizmap project, but you have also like a button like switch the lights on and switch the lights off. These two things, the pop-up and the button, is possible with some JavaScript that you can add in your Lizmap project. So in the documentation, if you go on docs.lizmap.com, then I'm going to switch in English, sorry. If you go to the publisher guide, customization, and adding your own JavaScript, it's explaining you how you can add some JavaScript in your project. So the JavaScript can be used to alter some existing behaviors or to add some custom like functions or buttons. So it's explaining you like that you need to put your JavaScript in a folder called media.js, that's the name of your project. And you can also find like the library of script. This is a useful link that you can use. It's providing already some default examples of JavaScript script which are ready to be used. So if you want to deal with some WMTS, if you want to change like keyboard shortcuts, or if you want to simplify print options or remove some buttons that you don't like in the user interface. So this is possible with some JavaScript. In the documentation also you can find some JavaScript events that your code can listen, like can connect to this event. Like if you want to know when the dock is closed and you can connect to this signal, then your code will be executed after that. So there is a list of events, and below there is also again some examples showing you some basic examples like how to disable right click or collapse a group in the legend. So we are going to do a quick example on this project. So let's say I want to, like by default when you arrive on Lizmap, showing you the legend, and let's say you want to enable by default the information panel. So what you can do is like to open your developer tools. I am in Firefox, I can press F12, and there is this small button, pick an element from the page. So as soon as I enable this tool, it's showing me like which HTML tag like I want. So this one is ID button dash metadata. So I'm going to create a new JavaScript file. So if I go in my project folder, so here I have my project montpellier.qjs, I have my media.js Montpellier, and I can create a JavaScript file like panels.js, open it with a default code editor, like it's very basic. And then I'm going to create this quick function, lizmap.events.on. I'm going to open these brackets, and then I'm going to be connected to UI created event. User interface created, function, evt. And now I'm going to reuse what I saw in my developer tools. So it's button dash metadata, and I'm going to click on this button. I'm closing my code, and here we are. So as soon as like my user interface is created, this code will be executed. So here I simulate the click on my button dash metadata. So if I save, if I came back to my project, I can close my developer tools. And if I refresh my page, now it should display the information tab. That's correct. Let's say now I don't want to display this button instead. Like I want to just hide it from my users. If I just change here, click, I put hide, for instance, I save, I refresh, now like this little button should disappear. See, it's not there anymore. This button is hidden now. And I want to add the content of this information panel in a pop-up like we saw on demo.lizmap.com. So I can do that. I can come back on my JavaScript, and here I will add some codes here. I already prepared this one. So basically I'm just creating an HTML string, said welcome on this map. Then I'm copy pasting like the metadata content into this pop-up. And then I'm just using like some code like Lizmap modal and show. So I save and I'm back on my project. And now I have my information panel in a pop-up when I arrive on the map. So here we are. I encourage you to have a look to these scripts here. You can also, like, if you find some interesting script on a Lizmap project, you can always check the source code, then usually scroll to the bottom. And here you find some JavaScript which are located in the media folder. So if you check toggle layer.js, I can find again like my switch the lights on, which is a button, and switch the lights off. So we can recognize this button here. So you can have a look to the code here. Okay, bye-bye.